Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this very special figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the War for Cybertron. This is the Studio Series Gamer Edition Skywarp figure. So in this video, we're going to have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at the figure in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to have a look at the main differences between him and the original owner of this mold. We're going to have a look at how much he's improved since his first incarnation in this particular design. And as I say, we'll check in with some other figures as well that may or may not be in the same toy line, but just to give you an idea of his size and scale. Before we get started, I need to do a couple of things. The first is again to thank Hasbro for this amazing opportunity. The second is to have a look at this beautiful box with all this, I suppose it's actual graphic images in from the game. And of course, to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if I'd hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. So there is Skywarp there in his, I suppose, exactly how he appeared in the game. You can see that he takes 29 steps to transform. It's exactly the same as the Starscream, which funnily enough I used to get these into their modes for this particular video. We've got the gaming backdrop there, which you can see, which you can, I suppose, confirm whether or not it's an actual scene from the game, which I imagine it exactly is. These particular stands, I always say that I'm not too fond of them. I suppose they serve their purpose, but not so much when they've got this particular, the alternate mode going on there. But it does come with the package, and of course it is something to have a look at. Let me move that out of the way then, and let's have a look at this. Now, hopefully, this is coming across at how striking this purple is. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'll get him in robot mode and show you him next to Galvatron as well, because the purples that they're using at the moment is really, really nice. In fact, funnily enough, I've got the Legacy one here just to hand. It's a little bit like the Legacy purple on the Galvatron. But again, the alternate mode we've seen before because it is the same as Starscream. We've got this brilliant new weapon, which just looks incredible, to be honest. It feels nice and robust. You can tell it's hollow only just by really looking on the inside, but it looks, yeah, it looks really, really good. I was seeing if that had a hinge. No, it's just molding detail. That's what it looks like. We've also got this, which of course Starscream had as well, whether or not it's a slightly different color. Let's just double check. Starscream's is a slightly darker purple. You can just about make that out, but otherwise it looks to be pretty much exactly the same apart from the purple additions to the handle. Now, the alternate mode itself, I really like. It just works. I don't know what it is about this. I just really like the way it looks. This purple looks amazing. The cockpit looks amazing. It doesn't look as big, I don't think, as what the Starscream one did when we first saw that. Everything's tucked away, what I would class as relatively well, to be honest, underneath. And we've got the lovely Decepticon logo there, which looks great. These will move again, because of course that's for transformation, but there isn't really, as I say, there's nothing different. I'm being super honest, it's just a straight up redeco. However, the differences in 10 years between this and this is all too apparent for the eye to see. Not only, of course, the scale, of course, we've got a Deluxe and a Voyager, but these were incredibly hollow, which you will see. If you've not seen the individual reviews of these on this channel or in other people's, you'll definitely see so when we get him into robot mode. What I do really, really like, though, is the abundance of the 5mm ports, because that also means, obviously, if you wanted to, you could use any other figures to basically just have a bit of fun with. So if you wanted to, you could get, let's have a look, what have we got here? So I think that one's Starscream, and typically it's just come out. No, there we go. So you can get Starscreams, you can get Thundercrackers, and then of course you can attach even more things via the other ports if you wanted to. But to be honest, I think it looks pretty cool. But there you go, that's just showing you the fun that you can have, because, you know, it is a toy at the end of the day, and that is something that you can do with it. With regards to, I suppose, some other figure size, there's a deluxe vehicle, so you can see that this really is definitely in the Voyager class status. Not much more to say about it in this mode, though. Let's have a look at him in his robot mode and have a look at that lovely new head sculpt as well. Okay, back for the final time then with him in his robot mode. And again, quick apologies, no transformation. It is to keep the main length of the video down, and in honesty, it is no different to this. If you want to see the transformation, just search Transformation Gamer Starscream on this channel and you can see that. Right, let's have a look at him, and let's have a look at the new head sculpt. So this is Let's get it to focus because it's too close and very, very reflective with lots of detail on, which you can see there. So you could see, yep, it's really good looking. And for the size of it, you can make out cheek lines, you can make out the mouth, you can make out the chin. That's a bit better. There's just so much going on with it there that it's quite hard for it to even focus in on. It will articulate. You can get it all the way around, but you do need quite small fingers. You can see it's on a mushroom peg, so it will look up and down. No issues whatsoever. You can, of course, tilt these out as well to give it a bit better aesthetic look, to be honest. These shoulders, these will move around, these wings, which enables you to now take the shoulders all the way around, which is great. You can then go up to the full T on the side as well. You've got the swivel at the top of the shoulder, you've got your bicep, you've got two bicep movements realistically. You've got one there and one there, so it's super articulate. The fists will rotate as well. You do have a waist rotation, but again, it can be quite limited by the legs. But to be honest, I mean, when you see the other one in a minute, the fact that this is all filled in and you still get the chance to rotate it enough, what I would consider be enough to pose for pictures anyway, I'm sure you'll agree it looks really good. You can see the fact with the legs, again, you can kick these all the way up and all the way back. Again, super articulate, right out to the side, even past both points of the splits. To be honest, there's a swivel at the top there, there's your knee bend, and then all of this will tilt, rock and maneuver about as well, which is great. He does, of course, have the Studio Series gamer gimmick still, which means you can pull this part of his arm off like so, and then you can attach this giant, it just reminds me of like something from Commando, to be honest, onto the top, well, onto his hand like so. You can pop it there like that, which looks good, or if you wanted to, whether it's just good or not, that's up to you. It will still fit in any one of them ports in the back, and that also then means if you really wanted to, again, you could take somebody else's weapon and then maybe attach it to this and severely power it up if you wanted to. Again, just little possibilities that you can do with these fun figures, in honesty. Let's pop this back. If you don't want him to have any accessories in his hands, you can store them all there on the back. So there's all these ports. Again, all these 5mm ports, you can utilize them whichever way you want. I did think that with the weight of these, it might make him unstable rather, but it doesn't really. And I just like these giant club weapons. They just tend to really work. It just makes them look really good. That's what we were doing on the display today with the shorts. That might be a little loose to hold it up. That could be something that may bother you or not. It looks like it isn't holding fully, but if you position it like that, you can get away with it, no problem whatsoever. Let's very quickly bring in Starscream. In fact, no, let's bring in Galvatron first, because I've mentioned about the purple colours, and I don't want to forget to bring him in. So it's not a light bluey purple like that. It was more like the Kingdom version than the new Studio Series. Right, let's bring in Starscream then. So you can see there, just as I mentioned, the difference. You can't probably notice super detail from where you are, where the camera is, the detailed in the heads, but there are. They've got different expressions on their face. The rest of everything, oh, that's still attached, is exactly the same. But the huge improvement on this, and this may shock a few people, because again, quite a lot of people don't tend to like gaps on their figures, but this is only about 10 years ago. And as I say, this is obviously where this particular figure has sort of derived from. Look at that. That is how the figures were. The old deluxes of 10 years ago, you had this huge gaping, as I say, yeah, cavity there. So when you turn it to the side, and the fact that you've got the waist rotation, this one hasn't got the waist rotation, and you've still got a gap that big, whereas this one has no gap and still has a bit of waist rotation, I think is a win-win, in honesty. Right, again, I'm really impressed with this figure. I think in person, the colour, it's just really vibrant. It looks really good. And it's one of them sort of molds that grows on you. I think it's great. We've got that. And of course, we've got this new weapon. So there's not much more to say about him. I think he's great. I obviously can't wait now to get, oh, that's just popped undone as well, to get Thundercracker, just to see sort of what colour blue they will do him in. But in the meantime, this was Gamer Edition Skywarp. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.